All right, in 3, 2, 1. Wake up, everybody, because it is time for another exciting episode of Social Discording, the podcast all about people quarantined, staying at home, being safe, waiting out that here coronavirus. That's us. I'm Bandra, and your host today with our usual crew. We've got Joey Spicy Fries in the red, and in the really
Hello.
red, we got DJ Zax joining us on camera today, special occasion in the yellow. And we've got not Andrew, Xbox enthusiast down there. Everyone's got their basketball stuff except for me because I don't like basketball.
Go Kings!
I've got my Shovel Knight hat
Oh
though.
my god.
Three bitter rivals over the fine sport of the basketballs.
Basketball's back, baby.
Oh joy.
But will it?
We're excited.
But will it? Will it truly be back? But we're not talking about basketball today. We are talking about video games. Yes, that's right, video games. You can't get away from it, Dylan. None of that basketball shit here. We're nerds. We're playing video games.
How do you know my prediction isn't basketball related?
Oh, there we go.
I would be excited to see what you could possibly predict as a basketball game with 2K already announced. So next week on Thursday is Microsoft's Xbox Series X showcase, where they're going to be talking about nothing but games for an hour, including Halo Infinite and some other fun stuff. So we're going to do some predictions about what we think is going to be there and see who gets the most predictions right. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm some predictions, and then everyone can kind of latch onto the ones that they like from everyone else, and you'll pick three predictions. And those are what you're betting on. Whoever gets the most right wins. Okay. So it's not about
3 predictions?
No.
I only have one.
No. So like we'll do some predictions as we go through, and at the end of it, you can pick whatever ones you liked best.
Okay.
All
Really
right.
quick, since we're not doing coffee this morning, what are y'all sipping on?
I did have my DK barrel mug of coffee a little while ago, but I was playing Donkey Kong Country 2 as well.
Oh.
So it's very
Joe usually likes to
very thematic. Playing some Donkey Kong Country.
There you go.
Alright. Well, I ain't sipping on no Donkey Kong, but I'm sipping on some.
He's sipping on some Donkey Dong.
Ooh.
Some lemon agave hibiscus.
Very nice.
White claw-ish type drinks.
Joe usually likes to kick the show off with the words "Wake up." So, what better of a drink to wake up than a Bloody Mary? I've got the Mega Mary here.
Oh my goodness!
This monster of a drink.
Beautiful sign.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Mega Mary.
Oh my god.
What?
How much alcohol do you have in there?
Fuck if I know. I just poured.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mega Mary, why don't you start us off?
And here in Sacramento, we're drinking Sierra Nevada. Go Kings.
Fuck the Kings.
Oh my goodness. Get off the camera.
Mr. Spicy Fries, start us off.
Yes, sir. Starting us off with what we're talking about. Where are we going from here?
Just throw out a prediction. We know there's it's
I've got a prediction for you, sir.
It's an hour of
Cuphead
games.
2. That is my prediction.
2. That is a great one because there's that DLC, Delicious Last Course DLC, that's been not advertised. They've been showing off for a couple years now, and we hadn't had a word of it in a while. So it's maybe they just come out and be like, "Fuck it, we just made a sequel. We're not even none of that DLC. Just sequel, Game Pass day one.
All new game.
That would be amazing, right? I like that one. I like that one a lot. I actually really think. I mean, something from Cuphead has to be here, right? It's like a big one. Andrew, you got one?
Interesting. I like that. So I think there's gonna be. We're doing 3 predictions, right?
No. As
One
many
at a
as you
time.
want. As many as you want, and then we're going to put everyone's predictions into a imaginative hat. And you each individually pick 3. So like I might take that Cuphead prediction and be like, I want that on my drafts, like a draft.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, we're not like Joey could also do the Cuphead prediction if you wanted to. Like we could both put our money on Cuphead.
Sure.
If we like that.
Sure, that makes sense. So what I think is going to happen, and this is like an E3 replacement of sorts, right? And what's like the big thing that everybody goes to E3 for is to play some games
Booth
on the show
babes.
floor. Booth babes.
Booth babes.
Booth babes.
Oh God,
Someone's
rest
looking
in
like a
peace,
booth babe with
early
that low cut.
2000s. So I think that to sort of replace the fact that nobody's going to be on a show floor playing demos or standing in lines or spreading coronavirus or anything like that, that they are going to use this as an opportunity to show off Xbox cloud streaming, and they're going to use the X Cloud, and you'll be able to tune in from home, use your Xbox or device or whatever, and play some demos. And it'll be like a good way to show off the service. Also, a good way to show off like whatever vertical slice of a game that people would typically play at E3. So that's what I think is going to happen with that. And then I think a more specific
Do you want to save
prediction.
that? Do you want to save that next one for when we come back around to you?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I just wanted to comment on the XCloud prediction. They do have, I believe, starting the Monday, maybe, or maybe it's already started now, a sort of demo program going on Xbox Live, where you can demo some new indie games that they're showing off. And the theory is that they might drop some demos from the showcase as well, perhaps like the Infinite beta, maybe. Hopeful. I don't know if they're gonna utilize XCloud. They might. But I definitely know that there is a planned system for demos starting next week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an exciting thing. I guess I'll go with one. I've got in my head. I've got the big three predictions, and I'm not gonna give them away just yet. I'll let them simmer for a bit. But these are the spiciest ones, and I know I'm not the spicy man of the group. But
Yes,
just
watch
for
your
once
tone.
in my life, I'm going to have some spicy stuff. But to start off, something a little cool. Last year, Phil Spencer went up on stage and said that we have taken the souls. We've taken the souls of Double Fine and absorbed them into the world of Xbox, in which we've bought the studio Double Fine. And Double Fine, they make Psychonauts and some goofy games, but I think that they would be very good. It would be a very good game for Double Fine if they were to finally create the sequel to Banjo-Kazooie 2, Banjo-Tooie, and create a new Banjo-Kazooie. I think they're the teams that do it. With Rare doing their Everwild, I think that someone else needs to do a Banjo-Kazooie, and I think Double Fine is
why I
the
like
team
this,
for
Joe?
that.
I like this because there needs to be some sort of family-friendly game, right? They got to have something of some sort. So I like that one. That's pretty good.
And eventually we've been Smash Bros.
They put him in
Banjo-Kazooie.
Smash.
He's got to come
put him
back.
in Smash.
He's got to come back. At the very least, I would say it would be awesome if they did like a Crash Insane Trilogy remake of the first two games. I think that would be very cool too. It would be a great way to start it. So either one of those two. Well, I would take both.
I like that.
Very
That's a good.
Mr. John,
Interesting.
what do you got for us?
I think it's kind of a freebie, and we're all kind of on the same page with the Halo Infinite demo coming out during E3. So I'm not going to take that. But I am going to say is they are going to also, on top of the console announcement, is also announce a VR headset.
I'm gonna remind you that they specifically said that this would just be games before you continue there. They specifically said that this will just be games. So
wait, so this is not going to be the console?
we've already seen the console.
No.
We've
Yeah.
seen the
So
But
I think
nothing
what's
more on the
exciting
console?
about
What else do you
there
need?
could be like VR games. We don't even know. Like we'll see.
But not on this one. This is just a game showcase. There's supposed to be an event in August, which I believe would be the final event before launch. And I think that's when they're going to be talking about features, price points, dates, and the Lockhart.
Hey
Okay,
Joe,
well,
why do you sound so sultry and smooth?
It's because I have the all new Elgato Wave 3 microphone. So my
Oh,
voice
Notice
is
how
now
he's talking. Joe's
upgraded.
talking like he's like on jazz radio.
It really does sound like that. Yeah.
There's some adjustments. There's some adjustments to be made. It's not perfect yet, and I think it
The
sounds
way you talk is one of
a little too radio, but it does. I think it does sound good.
Give us some smooth jazzed radio voice clips.
I'm gonna give us some of
You're
that
the-
new Elgato ASMR.
You're the DJ here. You do it. This thing is actually it actually makes a lot of sounds for ASMR. It's
You're
really weird.
listening to the social discording radio. Smooth. I don't even know what to say.
Joey, do you have another one for us? Or no, Dylan, you didn't actually give us a prediction.
What? Okay, my prediction is Forza Motorsports is going to be announced, but they are also going to be announcing a partnership with Formula Drift and with Formula One. So they're going to be partnering with the two largest, I guess, automobile sport leagues. No, league. I don't know, driving league kind of deal.
Organization.
So
yeah.
Organization. Yeah.
Has Forza ever had
a huge
F1
deal.
cars in the games at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of been like a subtle partnership where like it has like Formula One on stuff on it, but it's not like an official. They've never been like the official game of Formula One.
Well, that's
something like that.
Well, F1 has their own pretty popular racing franchise, the F1 games series.
Right. I don't think. My prediction is Forza Motorsports is going to sign a huge contract with one of these organizations.
That'd be pretty big because the F1 series is, I believe it's annual. They may have skipped a couple years ago or something like that, but it's pretty annual, and I think it does well. So I'd be surprised just to see them break away from that and jump
We
on
have
that.
Formula One, or Formula Drift.
I would like to see Forza sort of make a partnership like that because I think motorsport has sort of fallen behind in terms of like popularity as compared to Horizons, and for a sim racer, especially one that has taken a lot of clout in the racing world, there's been some notable racers that have actually transitioned from virtual racing to real racing and have been quite successful at it. So I think just opening up to like different types of track racing would actually be super cool. Like that one a lot. I could see that one actually happening. I'm gonna put my money on that one actually.
All right.
Joey,
Hmm.
what do you have for us?
Pass. I only had Cuphead 2.
Should I do another one so that you guys have more time to think about stuff?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, I think Fable 4 is totally a thing. I think that is definitely going to be their big like final reveal title where they're like, "Hey, we got Fable 4. It's coming next year. It's being made by Playground, the Horizon team." And I think that is going to be I think that's definitely going to happen. I'm very 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 all in on them showing off Fable. And would be very excited to see another Fable game because I like Fable, and that'd be nice. Fable 4. Or maybe
Yeah,
just
I
call
think
Fable.
that's a pretty safe one. Like that's I would say that is more of a freebie than anything Halo related because that long rumored Fable game. I think everybody's
But will it-
anticipating seeing
But
Playground
is it
do it.
ready for this event? That's the big question. Like, because people have said like, oh yeah, they're making a Fable game, but is it ready for this event? That's the big question.
Yeah.
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 I think so.
I think that we'll see it. Yeah. I can go for my prediction. So Halo.
Halo. Big man Halo.
Big man Halo. I think that's what we're all looking forward to seeing the most.
Mhm.
The hype is real. They just the other day put out a teaser GIF of like the Master Chief getting his armor printed number on him 117.
Do you think
and
that's the
everyone's
release
saying,
date of the console?
That's the date. Da da da. I don't know. I could go either way on that.
117?
November
Yeah,
7th.
the
November
17th?
7th. November 7th.
Oh, November 7th.
Hmm
Or November 17th. Something like that. I don't know.
So I see that. I recognize it. I don't really like it. We'll see. I've always predicted it would be closer to like Black Friday, but it could be early November.
I always think that
But
they
my
want to get it in
prediction,
before Black Friday, right? Isn't that? Don't you want it before Black Friday?
yeah, I don't know. But my prediction, Halo related, I think that we are going to see. Um, Not only will we see an open world Halo, which I think everybody's sort of anticipating, but we'll see a return of some of the classic favorites. So, we already heard that they're pulling from Reach. They're going to take the armor customization. And then they're going to pull from Halo 2 in terms of like arena map
Dual
design.
wielding.
And they're going to pull from Halo 5 for things like Warzone and other like PvE, PvP modes. And it's going to be like a series like best of is what I anticipate seeing. So,
The thing that
um,
I know about the one thing that no one I think really talks about with Halo Infinite is the fact that it is called Halo Infinite, which when you call something infinite, that gives you an idea of like this is supposed to be like a long-term game plan here where it's a roadmap that's going to go well beyond launch. I'm assuming the whole console generation is Halo Infinite. Like they're just going to constantly throw out more and more stuff in it to it. So by the end of it, we're going to be like, holy shit, look at Halo Infinite. Look how far we've come. So I think like
I wouldn't be
anything,
yeah,
everything,
and
everything
I
and
think
anything could be in it.
mhm. I think you're speaking exactly to my point where I think the biggest flop about Halo 5, which in my opinion was pretty fantastic in a lot of ways. But the biggest drawback was that at launch, they decided to be kind of cheeky and make, a roadmap of major features to be added to the game that just weren't there. So we're talking about things like Forge, we're talking about things like firefights,
Mm.
and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It just lacked things to do, and I think that they really wanted to like force the player base to like into certain playlists, and so you'd have densely populated lists. But I think this time around we're gonna get the whole kit and caboodle at launch. It'll be the full package, and we won't have to wait months on end to start getting like file browsers or anything.
All like
It's
the
gonna
core
all be
features
there.
should be there. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have everything there, and then all the added content to come on the roadmap will be additional things that
Hmm.
we've never seen before, or you know, cosmetics or whatever, or new things to do. But all the like main things that you know about Halo will be there at launch.
The my vision for what Halo Infinite is going to be, at least for the campaign side, I think that they've got the multiplayer kind of down. I don't think there's going to be a ton of craziness to it. I think that they're the idea of having a a very awesome spree of content coming in from after launch would be very good for the multiplayer. But I think for the campaign specifically, um, looking at what
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, looking at what Halo 5, not Halo 5, Gears 5 did for their campaign, I think you can look at that, and I think you can look at God of War 2018 for how they're going to kind of structure the campaign. In that it's not open world, but there is this larger area that you get to run around in, and that leads to more linear focused traditional campaign level sections. So you get this big area to run around in, drive around and fly whatever you want, and then there will be paths and areas you can go off to that are the specific campaign sections. And that way you can do all kinds of different things. Like you can run those levels again if you want to. You can go through different sections. You continue on, and maybe there's like multiple bigger areas that you can go through, but not like not obviously like open world Halo, but something more of a fusion between the two. And I think that it worked really well for Gears 5. And I think that experience will carry over to what Halo Infinite will be, and that would be something very different for them. And then teammates, good teammates, customizable, good teammates would be nice, like Reach. But I have one more Halo prediction, and this is not one of the big three. My one more Halo prediction is that we are going to maybe see, and I don't actually believe that this would happen. I'm just throwing this out here. A brand new Halo spin-off title from a team that we're not really expecting. Not sure which one it would be, but something that hasn't been done before. We've had like Halo Wars and we've had Spartan Assault, whatever the shit that was, that top-down thing.
A collectible card game.
Halo collectible card game. Halo auto chess.
Hearthstone.
I
Halo
think
Hearthstone.
I think we are going to see the first Halo space battle game.
Oh, Joe.
Not exactly like Squadrons, but more
Oh,
grandiose.
Joe, love it.
Where
Would love to
Squadrons
see
was
that.
Squadrons is very simple, 5v5, get in there, dogfighting. This is gonna be like bigger, larger than life. This is gonna be like a real deal, like full on Space Wars game.
You're gonna let me fly a Pelican? You're gonna let me fly a Saber?
Yeah,
Oh,
in space,
bro.
like
Can't
going
wait
from
for
reach,
it.
taking that one level from reach and just blasting it out to craziness. And I'm gonna call it Halo
I might add
Light
that
Jump or
the
whatever.
space level from Halo 4 was far superior, but that's all.
Nothing from
That's all
Halo
I gotta
4 was
say.
superior than anything. Let's be real.
Did you play Halo 4?
I did.
you
I
play
played it with
Halo
Trevor,
4?
and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like
All
those the enemies.
Oh, the
I'm gonna keep-
Prometheans.
Garbage. Go ahead, Dylan.
I'm gonna keep this Halo theme going because I too have my own predictions about Halo Infinite. I think there's obviously going to be a battle royale, but in terms of how that plays out, I think
talk dirty
there's
to me.
going to be weapon customizations similar to what there is in Call of Duty. So I think for the first time we're actually going to be able to customize the battle rifle. Maybe you can customize, maybe the type of bullets are in it, attachments, different magazine sizes. Maybe you can get like a sticky grenade launcher on the bottom of it. Just some cool, sights, stuff along those lines. So I think we're gonna see that.
Something
I
that feels a little
also-
different and experimental.
Right, because just thinking about how I guess if we can get into it, but like if there was a battle royale for Halo, it would get kind of bland if it was just the standard guns that we've always been used to. I think they're going to need to spice it up a little bit. So obviously, let's involve a little bit of attachments. Maybe some guns are obviously
focus on
superior. There's
vehicles.
different
Right.
big focus on vehicles, right? And I think also just like the map layout that they can do would be insane. Like they could literally do anything with it. It could be in space for all we care. Like it would be insane.
So the reason why I don't think Dylan's prediction is that crazy is in Halo 5, I think, at least for me, and, I didn't really stay in tune with what the community was talking about, but to my interpretation, the various types of modified weapons in Warzone mode specifically that you would spend those rec cards on to spawn, so you could spawn a gravity hammer that you would slam it and it would like shoot out shockwaves to like annihilate a vehicle, or you would shoot like a needler that was like extra rapid fire with more explosion power, or you would spawn in like one of the Promethean weapons that was like a one-shot sniper rather than an accurate type of sniper. So I think weapon modification was popular in Halo Warzone, but I think they'll move away from the rec card system and instead do something that helps keep those like various types of weapons around. So I think one of my favorite ones was the plasma pistol that shot like a black hole out that would like suck in like bullets that were being shot or something, like leave some sort of like special effect. So I don't think that one's too off the wall because that was pretty popular.
And just like too with like armor abilities, like you could pick up a jetpack, you could pick up armor lock, whatever you want. Like I think it would be cool, especially.
Here's my contribution. Wait,
the wars or not Warzone, but the battle royale is happening 100%. I have money on battle royale.
There's a lot of scuffle about it because I think back when Halo Infinite was announced was when battle royale was kind of like this a little earlier in its lifetime, and people would always ugh at battle royale, and they specifically said that what was it, Andrew? The only BR you'll be hearing about is the battle rifle or something like that.
That's right.
So I don't think they'll come out with a battle royale at launch. I think that's going to be a post-launch kind of idea.
I could see it happening either way.
Because I think they specifically said that there wouldn't be one at launch.
what if they came out with the battle royale first, free to play, and then they drop the game to get everyone kind of suckered into that, and then they'll drop the game.
Maybe,
I mean,
but
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think
still
that could happen because specifically Halo Infinite is supposed to launch with the Xbox Series X. That's like the core idea behind it. I don't think they would throw something. I mean, except for a beta, I don't think they would throw something prior to that out there.
You never know, though.
But I think they specifically will stick with that, where they won't have a battle royale at launch because they specifically said that they wouldn't. Not that it would be a bad feature, so I honestly don't think that they need to stick by that, but I think that they will. My only thing contributing to battle royale is that I think that thinking about the storm that is always existing in these battle royales, like what would the storm be for Halo? And I had two kind of ideas. One, the flood would be something that slowly brings you in, and that's not something where you are always taking damage, but it is a swarm of flood that will slowly push you in, and like you can fight it off, but it will eventually like take you off. But you're not. It's not just like the end all be all if you get caught in the flood. But when you do die, you become flood, and then you can hunt down other players who are still alive.
Oh shit, that'd be crazy.
My other idea, and this doesn't make any sense because this doesn't make sense with Halo, but I thought, what if you're fighting on the ring, and you're slowly, like, the ring is slowly getting smaller. And that's how it closes. That doesn't work, but it just made me think like, because the Halo ring is like a big planet, but inversed and a ring, so you can technically go all the way around it. What if the ring just gets smaller and smaller?
Oh man.
But no, I think the flood would be the perfect thing for a storm.
I'm going to also make another bold prediction. I've never been a fan of Firefight. I'm gonna admit it now. Never cared for it.
Dylan, you sick son of a bitch! How dare you dismantle the good name?
They're gonna remove it.
I hate Firefight 2. I hate Firefight 2. I do not like it. It's dumb.
They're removing it from Halo Infinite.
Never.
It is not coming out.
No, because they make they make such a big deal about Halo 3 Firefight coming to Master Chief Collection. I think there's a loud fan base that likes Firefight beyond us. I don't think
it does nothing for nobody. It does nothing for nobody.
I think there's plenty of people who
boring very fast.
I think there's plenty of people who
I
do
love
like
Firefight.
it, and
that makes sense. King fan.
I don't think that there's any.
It's not like zombies, where like zombies progressively gets harder. Like there's stuff that you can do, and unless if they came out
Firefight
with
does that
whole
too.
New Firefight. Not the same as zombies though, like Call of Duty zombies. At least for me, like it was always just kind of like
Horde mode in Gears has always been like the premium, like
right, but Halo's never done it for me.
Right, but that doesn't mean they should stop trying. That's the thing, and like I said, I think there's a core part of the fan base that likes it.
Hey, what if we just replace that with Battle Royale? So you have your multiplayer Battle Royale campaign, Forge.
Like I said, I don't think that they're going to. I think that they want the core features of Halo, which I forget what we've been talking about. What is that game mode called? Help me out.
What?
Firefight.
Firefight?
I think Firefight is a core feature in Halo now. It's been there for the last 4 games, I think. And I don't think they're going to write that off. And I think they're going to want to have the core features in there. And I really don't think Battle Royale is going to be there because they specifically said it wouldn't be there at launch.
So it was like an ODST reach. It was not in 4, and then in the version that it came in 5, it was like an extension of Warzone. So Warzone was there at launch, and then eventually they added in Warzone Firefight, which took out the PvP portion of it and was just Spartans versus Prometheans and Covenant. So that's what it looked like.
What if there are
I think
Covenant
it
in
died.
Battle Royale that you have to fight?
I think it sounds like we're talking about Warzone now. Because
no, I just remembered like in Fortnite how there'll sometimes be events where you have PvE things alongside the PvP. What if there are like Covenant bunkers that you have to go in and fight while you're in the Battle Royale?
There were some elites and stuff. Yeah.
I think we
I
should.
don't know.
I think we should move on from Halo. Do some other predictions. I think we have our Halo predictions.
Sure.
done.
I have one other thing I want to say about Halo, though.
All right, real fast.
I have one other thing. I hope that there is a feature somehow within Forge where like you could submit your maps to like community maps and it gets approved, and then there's like a bunch of different playlists like Duck Hunt or racing game types where everyone can actually like submit games and build almost like a Super Mario Maker kind of community where
That's
you can
5 had
play a
that,
bunch
didn't
of
it?
different ones. And
Isn't that a big thing with 5?
Not that I remember.
Halo 5's Forge mode does have like a file browser of sorts where you can sort by popularity and such. However, I think that the way that Dylan's like describing it is more like
More of a
in
premiere feature.
yeah, like something that would really drive
Forge,
folks to like use
Yeah.
it.
because I
Like
mean,
an evolution of
Forge
the
is
file share program, right?
right. Yeah, a more community, more involvement, and some awesome fun playlists where you could just play like Duck Hunt or whatever it might be. Because there's a bunch of like non-core games that people make in Forge that are extremely popular and a lot of fun to play.
Joe, I know you said that you wanted to move on from Halo, but I do have one more Halo prediction.
Lightning fast. Let's go.
They are going to show off on stage split screen co-op, couch co-op, making the return.
They fucking better. The audacity they had in Halo 5. I'm gonna throw out another prediction. I've got.
I have one last one too. I have one last final one too.
No, we're moving on. Too late. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
mine's funny. Mine's funny. They
Oh,
are
it's funny,
going
is
to
it?
introduce
I'm ready to laugh, Dylan. Here we go.
the Tesla Cybertruck as a warthog. The Tesla Cybertruck is gonna come out on stage in warthog form.
Elon
Goddamn,
Musk
what a laugh.
is underneath the Master Chief helmet. It's just Elon. I love it.
Surprise. That's super out there. That is super out there. But there's gonna be a Cybertruck integration.
It's out there. Yes.
Maybe a possible skin.
Oh man, a Cybertruck skin for a vehicle in Halo Infinite.
Also, hold on, really quick. Talking about Tesla, going back to Forza, are they gonna include Tesla in Forza?
They should.
Oh
They have
wow,
to at this
that would be
point, right?
amazing. That would be amazing.
They have to, right?
We'll see.
Because they haven't been in any other games. So is this when
I
Tesla
think
gets into the Forza?
it's not going to be in GT, right? It's not going to be in GT. So
No.
I think we could see it in Forza. Yeah.
Cybertrucks, baby, let's go.
Anyone have any fun third-party games to throw out there? I think that there is a possibility we could be seeing potentially the new Call of Duty 2020, as well as the reveal of Bethesda Game Studios' Starfield, and I think that'd be crazy. Sony got a couple of Bethesda games. Why not Microsoft?
Yeah, seriously.
Could we talk about Call of Duty for a second, if you guys don't mind?
Do we need to?
I think we should. It's kind of interesting because the way that I see the whole Call of Duty situation playing out right now is Call of Duty obviously comes out with a new game every few years, especially with new consoles.
Every year.
But we just got this latest Call of Duty and Warzone, which they've been consistently updating. They have their season in it. When they drop this new Call of Duty, is there going to be a whole new Warzone? Is it going to be integrated into this Warzone? How is it going to...
From the current ideas that we've been given based on reports and stuff like that, the new Treyarch Call of Duty has been worked on for a little while. There were some weird restructuring things that were going on where it was supposed to be Sledgehammer that was working on, but then they went back on that, and they said Treyarch is working on the next one, and Sledgehammer would be providing support. And then Warzone came out. Warzone obviously took out very well. They had Blackout for Black Ops as their battle royale, but then they stopped that one and moved on to Warzone. There's this whole kind of thingy. Call of Duty 2020 definitely coming out. Definitely will come out in November. They always do it. It's always going to happen. Yearly franchise. I think that they will try to implement Warzone with this new game, because obviously they've been doing that with the remasters, the Modern Warfare 2 remaster, where they kind of tied them into each other so that the content you get in Modern Warfare 2 remaster tied back into Warzone, and I think that that's what they're going to do for Black Ops 2020, the Red Door or whatever that thing is.
Very intriguing.
That was an interesting leak, by the way. That leak, if you even consider it a leak, it said Red Door, and you can boot up to the home screen, or like right before the home screen, you get to see the little cutscene.
It's like, I mean, it's probably like a preload kind of thing, that they pushed out too early, where it's like the game isn't there, but like the preload stuff is there for it. So it just happens. Happened with Far Cry, happened with Assassin's Creed. It happens a lot. It's happening a lot recently.
I feel like it also happens like when they put new products on Amazon and stuff like that. It goes live for a split second, and then people are able to see it.
People catch it a lot of times. Yeah, it happens a lot of times. Like it's just something that, with that Overwatch carrying case thing for the Switch, that's how that got leaked.
Yep.
Anyone have any extra predictions? Joey? No, you're sitting on one.
Too, man. That was my band.
That was your one. Do you think we see anything from Ori, from that Moon Studios or whatever?
I would hope so.
No.
Oh.
Since they just released their new game, probably not.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we're also gonna see some more NBA 2K, more than just the PlayStation little cinematic thing with Zion Williamson that they did. I think we're gonna see a lot more NBA 2K.
I don't think that they would. I think that they had Madden in their branding thing. I don't think they would have 2K in there, since 2K was at PlayStation.
I think we are going to see a live demo of Hellblade 2, like an actual walk around. I think when Joe said, Halo is going to be sort of what we could think of in terms of like God of War 2018, I disagree. I think that Halo will be something akin to an evolution of that first time you stepped out of the drop pod in Halo 1 and that wonder that you felt looking at the ring and all of that. I think they're going to be going more for that feeling, and I think Hellblade 2 will be their God of War epic story feeling moment. And we'll get to see it like hands on.
We might be mixing up how I'm trying to use God of War as an example, but I get what you're saying. Hellblade. I mean, Hellblade for sure has to be there. That and Everwild, right? Like those two games should definitely be there at some point.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm super curious what that's going to look like. I think that's the runner-up in terms, Halo #1 by a long shot. But Everwild, I'm curious because I really like Sea of Thieves and I like what they did with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare. Hopefully, comes through with something cool.
Great water.
Because you can love or hate Sea of Thieves, but it has been mostly successful, at least at this point. And I think that they still have plenty of talent in that studio that could work on something big. Why don't I start with one of the big? We're getting a little late here, so why don't I start cracking down the big three? You guys ready to hear the big three?
Yeah,
sure.
There are. Well, first off, I think the Mass Effect trilogy might be here finally from EA. I think that was been rumored for a while, and I think this would be a good place to do it at Xbox, where it was originally being that exclusive. But there are three other games that I think are. Two of them I think are real. One of them is just my pipe dream in the sky. And the first one, pipe dream is a pipe dream. It's like on par with my Ubisoft's Black Panther. And that's not just because it's another Marvel game. The first one is very similar to Mass Effect, where Mass Effect was that big exclusive from BioWare, from EA, that was timed exclusive, very similar to that. And it is the new BioShock from 2K. And there is a studio that is working on BioShock. It was confirmed a while ago. I forget the name of the studio. It's off the top of my head. It's pretty early for them to show something like that, but I think it'd be really cool for them to give a pretty brief glimpse and show that BioShock is coming back. And that would be a big smash hit for for Xbox. Number 2 is one of those like they have to be doing something with this thing, with this franchise. It's been dormant for so long. They have the right team for it. They have the right connections for it. It would be so perfect. And that is Obsidian is making the full remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh shit.
They made Knights of the Old Republic 2. The original one was made by BioWare. BioWare currently stuck with Dragon Age or whatever they're doing. And I think that Obsidian would be the perfect team, obviously, because they made the sequel, or at least worked on the sequel in some form, to go back to KOTOR 1 and bring that onto the modern platform. That was a big exclusive for Xbox originally, and I think it would be so mic drop perfect to have that game back, and that franchise back. And we still have Star Wars games coming out in Star Wars. My last one, the last of the big three, is of course a Marvel game, because we all know Marvel Spider-Man. PlayStation exclusive, the big one, super successful. Everyone fucking loves Spider-Man. Number 2, Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3, exclusive for Nintendo Switch. Now, obviously, they didn't just make 2 deals with 2 companies and not do the third company. For sure, they have to be working on some sort of Xbox exclusive Marvel title. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's not how it goes, but I feel like Xbox would have at least been like, hey, wait a minute, why didn't we get a deal? And they would have approached Marvel themselves to make a deal.
I love this, Joe. Screen cuts to black, and then you hear that. And the fucking crowd goes wild. Everybody screams. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an Xbox X-Men game. Fucking everybody.
I have another idea. Hey, I have another. That's not where I'm going with this. People said Wolverine game would be pretty cool, but
you hear that guitar riff, man? I hear it. I
Xbox?
see it. We're gonna manifest it.
Andrew, give me my moment. Xbox is all about multiplayer. It's all about co-op. It's about those co-op campaigns. And I don't think there's any better team to utilize in that sort of Xbox ecosystem than Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. 4-player co-op shooter campaign.
Guardians.
Come the fuck on. Guardians of the Galaxy, baby. That would be so fucking hype. You each get to pick one of them. You get Star-Lord, you get Gamora, you get Drax, and you get Rocket and Groot on like Rocket on Groot's back. It would be so fucking cool. Full campaign.
And a bomb
Guardians of the Galaxy.
soundtrack.
And what?
A bomb soundtrack.
Oh my god, yeah. It would be so amazing. I think that would be the biggest moment if they were to pull something.
The hype right there.
I don't for a second believe that's what's going to happen because I think that game would have been leaked by now, or at least but the dream I'm holding out hope for that dream. And yeah. All right, everyone pick 3 predictions that you want to throw out there.
Not enough X's in that. I gotta say, there's not enough X's in that. We gotta have X-Men, Xbox. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That is a good point.
X-Force too.
But I feel like with X-Men, that's such a big game to throw out there that I think that, like, how would you even do that? Like,
yeah, but who's a hotter superhero than the X-Men as of late? Deadpool. Who's in the X-Force? Deadpool. Who hasn't had a video game since PS3? Deadpool. X-Force.
I like it. Actually, I see what he's saying. I think Deadpool does sort of have the, Ryan Reynolds star power behind it. Ryan Reynolds comes up next to Phil Spencer. Oh, God. Can't wait.
Wearing a mask, obviously.
In Deadpool. Entourage.
In full Deadpool costume.
All right, everyone pick 3. Pick 3 predictions that you're going to... I think I also want Cuphead. I'm also going to have Cuphead on my list.
Or can I expand my prediction to just talk of Cuphead? Because I know you mentioned DLC.
Because you forgot that DLC existed?
I forgot about the DLC entirely.
I think that they have to do something bigger beyond that because it's been so long since that DLC. It's just like
all right. I'll stick to the sequel.
Be a man. Be a man. DLC. Fuck that.
All right,
Cuphead
so then
2.
I'll go with Cuphead 2. Yeah, I'll go with your Guardians of the Galaxy prediction.
Ooh.
Why not? I'll give it hope. And then I'll go with the Star Wars one, the Old Republic.
I'm gonna go with Banjo-Kazooie. I'm gonna go with Cuphead, and I'm gonna go with my Halo spin-off title as my predictions.
All right.
Dylan, what do you got? Which ones?
I'm gonna go also with Cuphead. I'm going to go with a Halo battle royale game type that's going to be announced with customize or change like different weapons,
Interchangeable.
weapon customizability. Um, maybe not customizable weapons, but variations of weapons that you
Gotcha.
can pick up with a tier level. Um, and my final one is going to be the Forza is going to be partnering with a racing organization, and they're going to be the official game of Forza.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. That's my first, and I agree with Dylan's point there that Forza is going to partner with some other sort of track racing league or organization, and we'll see that highlighted in a significant way. They're always partnering with car companies or debuting new cars on the Xbox stage. So I think that this only makes sense. Sports has just gotten way too big. So definitely a partnership with a track league. I gotta say, um, I don't. I think that my prediction of all the features from the varying Halos that the community has liked the best will be there at launch. Um,
Like they'll
Including
make a
firefighting?
big point about that, being like, "We've taken your favorite parts from all your Halos," and it'll be like, "Oh."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be like a mixed bag of all the different things that we want Halo to be. So
Peak
they're
edition, if you will.
they'll deliver on a full package rather than like,
Piecemeal.
yeah. So there'll still be like a rollout plan of other features to come and such, but the main things that we come for Halo will be there at launch. And then, I gotta admit, there's a missing piece when it comes to family-friendly games, I feel. And Xbox has always been pretty diverse in terms of like what they try to offer. So I like Joe's prediction of Banjo returning. I think that, you know, putting him in Smash probably did something for, viral marketing of sorts. And it just shows, good guy Phil Spencer is, going to town with Nintendo and they're just having a great old time. So I think that in turn we'll see Banjo returning as well. So I like that prediction.
I was hoping for Cuppy Boy all across the board.
No Cubby Boy across the board.
Sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, we are going to be doing our Xbox reactions come Thursday. Check it out, youtube.com/bannersn. We'll
What time is that on
have.
Thursday?
The show is at
It's in the
7,
morning, I believe.
or the show's at
Yeah.
9 a.m. We'll figure that out later. We don't need to worry about that right now.
There's a pre-show that's supposed to be pretty good as well. So
Gosh.
we'll see.
And we'll have like our our post reactions afterwards, probably in this podcast as well, where we'll talk about what we've seen and how excited we are for Xbox and whether or not they convinced us to buy the damn thing, because that's kind of important too. Yeah, that's it. I'm really excited. I'm so excited for this thing. Like PlayStation, I'm pretty equal to PlayStation in terms of my excitement level, but after seeing what PlayStation had, I feel like, damn, I want to see Microsoft hit that levels.
You're ready for them to
blast
come
right
out
past it.
guns blazing.
Come on,
Yeah.
screen. Can they top fucking Miles Morales Spider-Man? Because that was a showstopper.
That is.
All they need is Elon to come on stage. That's it. Just pull up in the Cybertruck.
Honestly, Elon would probably drop
announce
the hype,
announce
just
Tesla
like,
is going to be in Forza.
just down there. Tesla is a new featured vehicle in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts 2. Let's go. Thank you all for
Master
watching.
Chief removes the helmet. It's Elon.
I've been Banner SN. Got
Elon
spicy fries in the
Master
red.
Chief.
DJ Zach's in the yellow. Got Nat Andrew in the green. Everyone's in their basketball shirts except me. I got my shuffle
Go
hat.
Kings.
You've been watching Social
Nah,
Discording
dog,
for a very long 50 minutes. It's not supposed to be that long, and we hope to see you next week.
2020
Goodbye.
champs.
What an accomplishment, 2020 champs.